Welcome, fight fans, to a brand new series, Archives of Boxing. We're going to be talking about the greats, what the greats have done, and believe you me, you're going to want some more. So relax, because it's combat time. Welcome to Archives of Boxing with your host, Jay Cotto, the Boxing Jedi. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, man? I hope everybody is ready for this weekend. What's going on? Who's in the house right now? Mr. Khalil, the man of steel. No doubt, Mark Parisi Jr., my man. What's going on? Yo, Chris, the Judge Court. What's going on, kiddo? No doubt, man. Welcome to Archives of Boxing. And we're going to go in. No doubt, man. So how's everybody doing, man? I tell you, ain't nothing like the sport of boxing, right, fellas? What's going on, Star Wars Dad? What's going on, brother? There's nothing like the sport of boxing, right, fellas? It's something that we can say we cherished and still cherish. Some of us still do, even though it's, not the same. But we're not going to talk about that. We may have some comparisons, deep comparisons, only because certain fight fans who didn't grow up with the proper education of the sport are basically going to want to allude to shit. But basically, what we're going to do in this show is give them nothing but ratings, analysis, facts, and of course, boxing education. And believe you me, as I go along with you fellas and ladies, I'm going to be educated myself. You see, we always learn something every day. And it wasn't every day that we get to see these titans, these greats. So as we, as you say, get into the fucking DeLorean and head back into the 80s, I'm definitely going to be right there in the cockpit while you guys are in the back seat smoking, drinking, talking shit, and we stop over at 89, baby. At 89. And if you've had, like the Star Wars Dad, a Lundy night, well, don't worry about it. Welcome to Archives of Boxing. Now, my fellow friends, I'd like to tell you before we start that this program has been brought to you by, and these rankings have been brought to you by Ring, or should I say World Boxing Magazine. That's right, World Boxing Magazine. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reviewing division by division because there were only 13 at the time, and knowing today they want to add more stuff without it, but there were 13 at the time, and we're going to go division by division. And this was November 1989 rankings. And I also would like to say thank you, Bruce Goes, for these beautiful gems. And like I promised when I revealed them, we're definitely going to have a fun time. Now, these are the 1989 November rankings. We're going to go division by division. And I want to let you guys know that if you have any questions, hey, what's going on, Pop Parisi? What's going on, my brother? No doubt. TJ Card. D-Dubs, what's going on? What's going on? That's right. This is the channel where we respect Foundation, going 10 years strong come August. Now, let's start off here in the World Boxing Ratings in 1989, November 30th, for the period end. And we're going to start off with the little guys first. And at the flyweights, which was 112 pounds, at the time, and we're going to start off with 12. And at the end of it all, we're going to have the Dynamite Dozen, in which was picked from every, and I repeat, every division that we go through. Hit the like, pass the news on to your friends that boxing education will be taught tonight. Now, at the time, in 1989, in the flyweight division, coming in 12th, we had Javier Lucas. And then we had 11, Dottie Penalosa. Number 10, we had Ho Choi Chang. And notice there were a lot of Asian boxers back then. Notice that. At number 9, we had Jose Ruiz from Puerto Rico. Now, Ho Ching Chang was from South Korea. Dodi Penalosa was from Philippines. And Javier Lucas was from Mexico. Then, to ranking number 8 in the flyweight division at the time in 1989, November, was Raymond Badell from San Antonio, Texas. Then at number 7, we had Duke McKenzie from England. Coming in at number 6, we had Yang Kang Kim from South Korea. At number 5, we had Dave McCauley from Ireland, and he was the IBF champ at the time. At number 4, we had Fidel Rasa from Colombia. At number 3, we had Jesus Rojas from Venezuela. And at the time, he was the WBA champion. At number 2, we had Jung Koo Chang from South Korea. And at number 1, from Thailand, with the WBC strap, was Sat Chit Alada. Sat Chit Alada. Now let's move over to the bantamweight division in 89 and what was going on there. And notice, at that time, and this is why it's so comfortable and so great, notice that we've only recognized the World Boxing Ratings at the time, and other magazines have recognized only 3 fucking champions to this division, which was the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. Let's move on. Back to the bantamweight division, which was the weight of 118. And number 12, we had Ferdy Morales, coming from Mexico. At number 11, we had Pepillo Valdez from Mexico. At number 10, we had Hurley Sneed from Detroit, Michigan. I'm almost sure he came with that crumb. At number 9, we had Kelvin Seabrooks from Charlotte, North Carolina. At number 8, we had Wilfredo Vasquez from Puerto Rico. At number 7, we had Moon Sung Kil from South Korea. At number 6, we had Israel Contreras from Venezuela. At number 5, we had Geraldo Martinez from San Jose, California. At number 4, we had Koakar Galaxy from Thailand. At number 3, we had Luisito Espinoza from the Philippines, and which was the WBA champ at the time. At number 2, we had Orlando Canizales from Laredo, Texas. At the time, was the IBF champion. And at number 1, from Mexico, holding the WB strap, which was prestigious at the time, was Raul Perez. Once again, only 3 recognized fucking champions. Let's move on to the junior featherweights, in which the weight was 122, 122 pounds. Once again, if you're wondering what ratings and what rankings this was 1989 November. Now, In the junior featherweights, which was 122 pounds. At number 12, we had Chang Young Park from South Korea. At number 11, we had Jesse Benavidez from Capul Christi, Texas. At number 10, we had Miguel Lora from Colombia. At number 9, we had Jesus Salud from San Diego, California. At number 8, we had Jose Sanabria from Venezuela. At number 7, we had Paul Bank from Quail Valley, California. At number 6, we had Pedro Decima from Argentina. At number 5, we had Kenny Mitchell from Houston, Texas. At number 4, we had Fabrice Benichao from France, and which was the IBF champ. At number 3, we had Seung Hoon Lee from South Korea. No affiliation with Bruce Lee. Number 2, we had Juan Jose Estrada from Mexico, and at the time was the WBA champ. And number 1, we had Daniel Zaragoza from Mexico, holding the WBC championship. What's going on, Joshua? What's going on, Jeff? Welcome. Now, let's move on to the featherweights. At 126 pounds, coming in at number 12, we had Ricardo Cepeda from the Bronx, New York. At rank number 11, we had Paul Hodkinson from England. At number 10, we had Troy Dorsey from Dallas, Texas. At number 9, we had Miguel Francia from Argentina. At number 8, we had Lopez Gutierrez from San Jose, California. Number 7, we had George Navarro from Vincent, New Jersey. At number 6, we had Marcos Villasana from Mexico. Number 5, we had Maurizio Stecca from Italy. Number 4, we had Luis Espinoza from Phoenix, Arizona. At number 3, we had from Australia, Jeff Fenech, in which was the WBC champ at the time. At number 2, we had George Paez from Mexico, and at the time, he was the IBF champ. At number 1, we had Antonio Esparragoza from Venezuela, and he was the WBA champ. And I like to correct myself, Jeff Fenech from Australia was the WBC champ. Mr. Papo, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Now, let's move on down. Let's move on up, should I say, to the junior lightweights, and which was 130 pounds at the time. These rankings have been brought to you by World Boxing Ratings, by the World Boxing Magazine. And once again, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Bruce Goes for his contribution to the channel. No doubt. Thank you, Mr. Bruce Goes. You're the man. Once again, these rankings have been brought to you by World Boxing Magazine. 1989, baby. Now, we're going division by division. Junior lightweight at 130 pounds. At the time, we had, and this is where it might get familiar with a lot of us fight fans. At number 12, we had Calvin Grove from Pottstown, Pennsylvania. At number 11, we had Jim McDonald from England. At number 10, we had Rocky Lockridge from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. At number 9, we had Juan Laporte from New York, New York. Number 8, we had Gennaro Hernandez from Los Angeles, California. At number 7, we had Mario Martinez from Mexico. At number 6, we had, who moved up, Jeff Fenech, in which was the WBC featherweight champion. He was ranked number 6. Number 5, Lupe Suarez from Campos Christi, Texas. At number 4, we had Tony Lopez from Sacramento, California. At number 3, we had John Molina from Puerto Rico. At the time, held the IBF championship. At number 2, we had Brian Mitchell from South Africa. And at the time, was the WBA champ. And at number 1, if you don't know him, you know him now. From Ghana, the WBC champ in '89, Azuma Nelson. That's right, Azuma Nelson. Bruce Goals, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Check it out. Check the scroll, Bruce. I'm glad you're here. Check it out. Thank you, Bruce Goals. Thank you, Bruce Goals. Thank you, Bruce Goals. Thank you, Bruce Goals. No doubt. Thank you for the contribution. These rankings have been brought to you by Bruce Goals and World Boxing Magazines. That's right. And we're going division by division in this wonderful rating of 1989 November. We are still in the inside of the DeLorean, guys. No doubt. Now, let's go to the lightweights, in which was 135 pounds. And this is where it gets lethal. At number 12, we had Anthony Jones from Detroit, Michigan. At number 11, we had Paulie Diaz from Spain. At number 10, we had Chil Sung Chun from South Korea. At number 9, we had Louis Lomeli from Melrose Park, Illinois. At number 8, we had Tracy Spann from Plainfield, New Jersey. At number 7, David Gonzalez from San Jose, California. Number 6, we had Greg Haugen from Henderson, Nevada. At number 5, we had John Duplessis from New Orleans, Los Angeles. Number 4, we had Freddie Pendleton from Miami, Florida. At number 3, we had Jose Luis Ramirez from Mexico. At number 2, we had Edwin Rosario from Puerto Rico, and at the time was a WBA champion. And at number 1, the most elusive, evasive motherfucker in the ring, who practically showed us the art form of hit and not get hit, was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker from Norfolk, Virginia. And at the time, he was the unified, or should I say, partially unified IBF and WBC champion. Now let's move up to the junior welterweights, in which was 140 pounds. What was going on in the junior welterweight division in 1989? Well, you're about to find out. And remember, these rankings tell a story. At number 12, we had Angel Hernandez from Puerto Rico. At 11, we had Frankie Randall from Morristown, Tennessee. At number 10, we had Vinny Pazienza from Crandallston, Rhode Island. At number 9, we had Courtney Hooper from Detroit, Michigan. At number 8, from Big Cypress, Florida, we had Hector Macho Camacho. At number 7, we had Razi Aluha Bramble from Hampton Township, New Jersey. At number 6, we had Loreto Garza from Sacramento, California. At number 5, we had Sammy Fuentes from Puerto Rico. At number 4, we had the Mamba, Roger Mayweather from Las Vegas, Nevada. Number 3, we had Juan Kogi from Argentina, and which at the time was the WBA champion. We had at number 2, the fast, lightning, hard-hitting Meldrick Taylor from Philadelphia, PA, and at the time was the IBF champion. And then at number 1, we had possibly the best Mexican fighter, which was Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. from Mexico, and at the time held the prestigious WBC championship. Eddie Val, what's going on? Welcome, my brother. Now, let's move up to the welterweight division, which was 147 pounds. And I tell you right now, this shit was stacked as well. 89 was no fucking joke. No joke. And like I said, if you guys are, why is he going through these rankings? Even though because they tell a story. Look. We look at the junior welterweight divisions. We had Pazienza, Camacho, Mayweather, Taylor, Chavez, Fuentes, Garza. These rankings tell a story, and these men saw each other at the welterweight division. In 89, at 147 pounds, we had Young Lik Cheong from South Korea, ranked at number 12. At number 11, we had Maurice Blocker from Washington, D.C. At number 10, we had Glenwood Brown from Plainfield, New Jersey. At number 9, we had Aaron Davis from the Bronx, New York. At number 8, we had Buddy McGirt from Brentwood, New York. At number 7, we had Derek Rowland from Jersey City, New Jersey. At number 6, we had Fujio Ozaki from Japan. At number 5, from Detroit, Michigan, we had Tyrone Trice. At number 4, we had the man who exposed the Bronx Bomber, and at the time was a WBA champ from Brooklyn, New York, Mark Breland. At number 3, we had Lloyd Honeyghan from England. Number 2, we had Simon Brown from Washington, D.C., and at the time was the IBF champion. And at number 1, it was the magical, the mystical Marlon Starling from South Windsor, Connecticut, who was the WBC champ at 147 pounds. Now it gets filled with hard hitters and killers. This division, which was 154 pounds, the junior middleweight division, was no fucking joke. You thought the welterweight division, you thought the junior weight division was starting to get packed? Ha! Wait until you see who was number 1 and wait until you see who was in this fucking division. The junior middleweight division at 154 pounds in 1989. We had coming in at number 12, Brett Lally from Westland, Michigan. At number 11, we had Chris Pyatt from England. At number 10, we had George Castro from Argentina. At number 9, from Fort Worth, Texas, we had Donald Curry. At number 8, we had Rene Ducote from France. At number 7, we had Robert Hines from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. At number 6, we had the terrible Terry Norris from Campo, California. Number 5, we had John David Jackson. To most of y'all, he was Kovalev's trainer from Detroit, Michigan. At number 4, we had Darren Van Horn from Lexington, Kentucky. And at number 3, from Italy, the IBF champion, Gianfranco Rossi. And number 2, it was the monster from Tampa, Florida. The man who gave Marvelous Marvin Hagler a run for his money. The Beast, John Mugabe, who at the time was a WBC champion. And at number 1, it was the Hawk, Julian Jackson, who came in from the Virgin Islands. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And before I go any further, let's go into your comments. Let's see. If you don't know these guys, you don't know shit about boxing. Bruce, you are absolutely correct, my brother. No doubt. No fucking doubt. Bruce also says over 75% of those cats wore a title at one time or another. That's right. That's right. You're damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right. D-Dub says all the best fought the best back then. Contrast to that now. Exactly. And this is exactly why this channel has been running for 10 years in August and is going to continue to run. It's hashtag come back to boxing. The first hashtag on YouTube, do the fucking research, it's there. The first hashtag in the YTBC. The first old school boxing channel here that fucking actually fought for the greats and has fucking roasted motherfuckers alongside Blood Boxing, 98 Rough, and the rest of the innovators here. That's right. We're getting down. And my man Bruce goes. That's right. Bruce goes. Right now, he's on a Craftmatic because we are comfortable in this era. And before I go back into it, before we get into the middleweight division, 160, I just want to tell you guys thank you for your donations, no doubt. And if you really, really like to donate, I'm just going to scroll this over here real fast. Anybody want to donate, you could drop something for the channel, of course. And I'm also going to be dropping a scroll on the contributors, the elite contributors of the channel. Would like to thank you very much for your contributions. You know what I'm saying? You guys have been great. This channel has been running. Improvements are coming. You know what I mean? It's all good. I'm glad you guys chose me for the content. Eddie Val says, number 13 and 14 guy in 89, any division would have been top 5 nowadays. Yep, that's true. That's true. Yo, Ed, that's true, brother. That's definitely true. No doubt. And right there, thank you to the elite contributors. Your names are scrolling. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Once again, if you'd like to donate to the channel, the link will be scrolling. Thank you very much. Now, let's get into the middleweight division, which was 160. And at the time in 89, we had some fucking, it just gets more, it gets more beastly, man. It gets more and more treacherous here. Look, as I go up in these rankings, as I was going through this magazine, I was saying to myself, damn, bro, as you keep going up, the fighters by name, by individual, participating in that current weight division at the time was part of that puzzle. So what I'm trying to say here is when you mentioned Julian Jackson, John Mugabe was up in there, Terry Norris was up in there. They all connected, each and every one of them. But you can do that in this era if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be with the same, how do you say, the same feel of glory as you mentioning the other fighters, because these guys actually bought each other the business. The hurt business, the money within the business, they just bought it to each other. This is exactly why. I do respect their service, and I do, sort of feel guilty because, yes, they have taken a toll on each other with this violent sport. But at the same time, they knew that once they signed the contract, they knew what they were getting into. They knew that this was the sport, the full contact sport, the first martial art. They knew that this was done for a living. And like the great Mike Tyson said, if you don't fight me every time I try to fight you, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be my brother. Every time I fight you, you're supposed to be my brother. You're supposed to fight me because I got to feed my family and I help you feed your family. You know what I'm saying? We warriors. The fighters of today are nothing but businessmen. We were a different animal back then. You know what I mean? In the words of the great Mike Tyson. And, you guys got to understand that it sort of brings a tear to my eye that most of these gentlemen aren't with us. Most of these gentlemen are still undergoing certain injuries, whether it's, neurologic, whether it's, comes to bone calcium deposits causing arthritis. And, just want to say, man, you guys, the living legends that are still alive, even though we're thankful for the ones that have passed, of course, for what they've done. But the ones that are alive are the ones that matter now. Those are the ones that matter now. And I can understand certain fighters doing sideshows and prostituting the sport of boxing. But now that understanding becomes a misunderstanding now, because once that fighter who has prostituted the sport speaks on another fighter who is of age or older and is still fighting out here and still trying to continue a legacy where all he has to do is unify, and he has completed mostly everything a fighter in this era, the last era, before his era, before that era, before every other era could not fucking do. And maybe some of them have. And that's exactly what that's exactly what the power move that Manny Pacquiao was making against Errol Spence Jr. needs to be recognized and respected. As to Floyd Mayweather Jr., yes, he's great. He's but what is he doing now? This is why Manny Pacquiao's legacy, especially if he unifies, will be much greater than a Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s, regardless of 26 champions. It's what the champion continues to do. This is why Mayweather continues to slander Manny Pacquiao. He feels sorry that he's doing. Manny Pacquiao has to fight her, doing bitch shit and talking about the man's financials, and it has nothing to do with the sport. The man is greater than you, Floyd Mayweather Jr. You have to understand that he is still fighting. And win or lose, he is still a greater champion than you are. If you were such a great champion, Mayweather, you wouldn't be out here fighting these fucking YouTubers. And I don't want to hear anything about, oh, but he's making a living. Floyd done what he's done. I understand all of that. But once again, all of that goes out the fucking door the moment you try to bash a Manny Pacquiao, which you know deep down in your fucking decrepit soul, into that black fucking little George Helmsley heart of yours. You fucking egotistical bitch. And yes, I respect you as a legend. But now you're a fucking bitch for this. Because if I can call Oscar De La Hoya a bitch for trying to fucking, call you all the time with his fucking grudge with you, your grudge with Manny Pacquiao is even greater. And it's disrespectful. Just wanted to get that out the way, guys. Ron Finkley, what's going on, my brother? No doubt. Bruce goes with drop a 10 to support the channel, and I'll send you a vintage magazine. All right, no doubt. My man Bruce goes already. Hashtag come back to boxing, baby. Eddie Val says drop Canelo off in 89 and he would avoid the top 7 guys at middleweight. Eddie Val with the truth, son. Bro, Canelo couldn't touch none of these motherfuckers. That was the 154 division. I haven't gone into the 160 yet. Wait until I go into the 160, and then I want to ask you guys an honest question. And the honest question is going to be, would Canelo Alvarez would he have fucked with the 160-pound division, in which I'm about to go through right now? That's going to be the question after this, and I'm going to ask it. Big Ron Finkley, what's going on, brother? D-Dub says, Pacquiao, true warrior, would fight anyone. Floyd, one of the greatest, but later on was picking his opponents and avoided some fighters. That's his legacy. That's his legacy. I don't care about what he drove. I don't care how many strippers he had throwing money at. I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't give a fuck about the $1 million watches. I don't care about any of that. Because when you're dead and gone, the name Mayweather will always be attached to some shit like that. Now, to some it may seem like it's nothing. That's nothing. Fuck it. That's who he was. Right. But then now when you look at Manny Pacquiao, it's a little bit closer to what a boxing figure should be, which was a la Ali, right? A fighter, a humanitarian, and a father. Justin Trouble, what's going on, Justin? Welcome to your home, brother. Now, let's go through the middleweight division in 1989 on how it stood at 160. Are you ready? And I'm going to ask that question, and I want everybody, each and every one of you fucking fight fans to answer the question as soon as I'm done. All right? Now, if I go in and out because we're having a storm over here in Florida, stay on. Don't worry. It's going to link back up. You just got to let it go. So don't go nowhere. All right. So at 160, the middleweight division, In 1989, coming in at number 12 was Matthew Hilton from Canada. Number 11, we had Karma Leota from Napa, California. At number 10, we had Nigel Benn from England. At number 9, we had Steve Collins from Braddon, Massachusetts. At number 8, we had Michael Olahide from New York, New York. At number 7, we had Harold Graham from England. At number 6, we had Michael Watson from England. At number 5, which was the WBA champ, hailing in from Brooklyn, New York, it was Mike McCullum. At number 4, from Italy, Sambu Kalambe. At number 3, from Bronx, New York, Iran Barkley. At number 2, from Miami, Florida, the WBC champion, Roberto Mano de Piedras. That's right, the hands of stone, Roberto Duran. And number 1, we had from Los Angeles, California, the IBF champion, Michael Nunn. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that Canelo Alvarez or Gennady Golovkin would have got past Nigel Benn? Let's start there. Give me a yes or a no. Give me a yes or a no. Do you think he would have got past Nigel Benn? You can be fair. Nobody's going to get laughed at. This ain't Carrie. We're not going to laugh at you. No, we're not. We're not. This is not Carrie. All right? Come on. Do you think that he would have gotten past Nigel Benn? Do you think GGG wouldn't have? Ronald says, all right, Ronald, how about Canelo? Do you think Canelo would have gotten past Nigel Benn? This goes for both men. Come on, guys. Jeff says, I say yes. Okay, he would have gotten not past Nigel Benn, GGG, and Canelo. Bruce Gold says Canelo would be lucky to crack the top 10. Good one, Bruce, but we're going one by one. Good. We know what it is, Bruce. Bruce, get to the point. Ronald says Iran Barkley would have knocked GGG silly. But what about Canelo, Ronald? We got to hit on Canelo, too. Jeff says yes. He thinks GGG and Canelo would have gotten past Nigel Benn. Okay. Would Canelo... All right, this is only Canelo. And everybody's got to answer because I feel a bias here. There's no bias here. Do you think Canelo would have gotten past Michael McCullum, the WBA champ? I'm going to say, and I'm going to put my face on camera when I say this motherfucking thing. Nope. Michael McCullum would have worked that body, bro. He would have broke that motherfucker, bro. Bruce Goes, am I lying? Am I lying? Mr. Goes. Mr. Goes, am I lying? Ronald says, I give Canelo maybe beating half of those guys. Mike McCullum. Snatching them bodies. Canelo would have had a problem. Eddie Val says, I doubt Canelo beats Mike the body snatcher. That's what I'm saying. Snatching them bodies. Mr. Goes. The body snatcher kills him, says Mr. Goes. Ronald says he gives Canelo. So you think Canelo would have beaten Mike McCullum? Okay. All right. I mean, it's your, no, you know what I'm saying? It's your opinion, no doubt. You know? All right. Do you think he would have gotten past Kalambe? Kalambe going once. All right. If anyone besides me, Bruce, and a couple, if you're not familiar with Kalambe, all right, so I'll switch it up. Iran Barkley. Eddie Val says Nigel Benn 50-50, both Canelo and GGG. Mike, though, no, exactly. That's how I feel. All right, Iran Barkley. I think Iran Barkley would have been one of those, like that's a 50-50 fight with Canelo. I'm not going to lie. Reason why. Iran Barkley got hit in spots he wasn't supposed to be hitting. And we know this shit, bro. Iran Barkley was a crit. He looked like Biz Markie. Nobody beats the Biz. Nobody beats the Biz. Remember him? Yeah. He looked like Biz Markie. That's what we used to call him. Iran Bismarcky Barkley. Iran Bismarcky Barkley. Eric Cologne, welcome. Welcome, brother. He goes, James Tunney and Roy at 160 would have dominated this era. Of course, bro. That's hands down, bro, with a backspin and a moonwalk, brother. That's without a question. Bruce says, Kalambe got hit by the hardest and loudest punch ever on YouTube by Michael Nunn. Yep. Bro, Roberto Duran would have spanked Canelo and GGG. Michael Nunn would have beaten the shit out of both men as well, bro. And these are fucking facts. Especially Michael Nunn. Michael's second to fucking none. If things would have went his way, son, the proper way, damn. You know what I'm saying? Michael Nunn was one of my favorite motherfuckers, bro. Michael's second to none. Michael Nunn would have put a boxing clinic on fucking Canelo and GGG, bro. And you have all fucking rights. You have all fucking rights. Now check this out. This is 89. And I'm going to point something out to you now. What's the other division that we have now that's after the middleweights? Can somebody throw this down, please? I know what it is. I just want to make sure you guys follow me. Can someone throw this down? Today, in today's fucking sport. After the middleweight division, 160, what's next? In this era. Watch this. What's next? Bruce Go says, oh, okay. What's next in this era? In these weight divisions? After middleweight 160 in this division, what's the next weight? Jeff says, when LL Spark Rockman, yeah, Lennox Lewis, that was a loud ass two piece. That shit said, poof, poof. Shit said, poof, poof. Shit sound like a muffled shot, two muffled shots. Eddie says Duran was 40s natural 135, and damn shame that he can hang with Prime Canelo and GG strong middleweights. Yeah, no doubt. Ronald says 168 super middleweight. Okay, so that comes after 160, right? Now check this out. Back then it was 13 divisions. So right after middleweight, you had the light heavies, bro. Exactly, Bruce. Exactly. It's fucking funny, right? So it goes to show you that in 84, right? And here, they didn't even rank them. So when you look at the fucking poundage, 160 went up to the light heavies, 175. It went straight to 175. This is why I say, and mind you, these rankings are a testament to what I say all the time, bro. Are you ready? Check this out. In each and every one of these rankings, from the flyweights going to the heavyweights as I speak and show you guys, you have to understand that each and every contender that was ranked from 12 before the champs, they took the responsibility to make themselves part of these fucking ratings. And they didn't know anything about this in the future, but they knew they would be talked about. These guys today do not have anything that in the junior featherweight division, just a regular Joe, Chang Young Park, or maybe a Jesse Benavidez, right? Let's go to a Troy Dorsey. But these guys were ranked. They ain't skipped. They didn't get skipped. Gotta understand, man. It's not only the politics, it's exactly what Mr. Finkley here is saying. What's up, Stefan? What's going on, Mala? It's the bitch-made niggas today that make excuses and put the mighty dollar in front of the fucking work ethic. This is the main reason why I decided to go through these ratings. Because when I saw this and I was like, yes, this has to be shown. Somebody got to do it. So we go from 160 with a big ass jump to 175. Let's go to 175. Who was at 175 in 89? Jedi? Well, at number 12, we had Mike Cedillo from Chino, California. Number 11, we had Alex Blanchard from Holland. Number 10, we had Guy Waters from Australia. At number 9, we had Joe Lasisi from Las Vegas, Nevada. Number 8, we had Leslie Stewart from Trinidad and Tobago. Number 7, we had Tony Willis from Chicago, Illinois. Number 6, we had Frankie Swindell from Houston, Texas. Number 5, we had Dennis Andrews from Detroit, Michigan. At number 4, we had Jeff Harding from Australia, who was the WBC champion at the time. At number 3, we had Michael Moore from Detroit, Michigan. At number 2, we had from Broomall, PA, Prince Charles Williams, who at the time was the IBF champion. And at number 1, from Las Vegas, Nevada, the WBA champion at the time, Virgil Hill. That's right, Virgil Hill. Now, let's come on and move up to the cruiserweight division, in which at the time was 195. 195. So it went from 175 to 195. Bro, these gentlemen were beyond human. Let me repeat that. These gentlemen were beyond human. These gentlemen displayed what these motherfuckers think they're watching and doing, the sweet science. Now, a lot of yous get it twisted where the sweet science, you think it's, yeah, hit it, not get hit. No. There's more than that. There's a fucking diet in where you have to follow and make sure that you don't overtrain, don't overeat. You have to stay balanced, Dayo-san. Balance high. You have to stay balanced, Dayo-san. There's no karate, yes, or karate, no. You karate, maybe. Right? Right? Mr. Miyagi told us. These guys were well balanced. These men took the science seriously. These men ran miles. You don't see that much often. Everything is left now to automatic cryo chambers, to other ice baths and massages, to other get the fuck out of here. Supplementation? What supplementation? These motherfuckers didn't have a GNC at the time. No, they didn't. They had lactic acid and fucking regular fruits and fucking berries with river water. And they made it work. These gentlemen took the time out to make sure that not only were they well prepared, that the other gentlemen as well had the safety of not cheating and being able to make it at that time to where he can say, I beat you fair and square, or the other man would say, you beat me fair and square, without none of this bullshit with this fucking midget piss shooting up into fucking marsupial pouch scrapings going into fucking veins and shit where motherfuckers are fucking PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. These guys, I mean, really, gentlemen, these men were superhuman. And next time a fuckface with fuckface-itis comes to you in any debate or any boxing channel, even the fucking uploader, if he passes the link, you get on there and you tell him you said, along with Jay Cotto, the boxing Jedi, told him that he don't know what the fuck he's talking about when he says, well, most of these fighters were on steroids too back in the days. Really? Really? Maybe cocaine. Lots of drugs. But performance enhancing drugs? You show me that. You show me that. Because at that time, the only motherfuckers that got caught with steroids were the bodybuilders and the wrestlers. And of course, the Lance Armstrongs. So you tell them, hey, don't give me none of that shit. We're back in the days. These motherfuckers, no, you cannot put them on the scale to make it even with their fuckery. There was foundation. You motherfuckers lost your way. I'll be back in 2 minutes. This is an intermission. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And we are back. We are back, everybody, no doubt. Bathroom break, refreshment. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna go straight into the cruiserweight division, which was 195 at the time. 195. Now, let me tell you something right now. A lot of you guys may recognize some of these gentlemen. Some of you won't. Trust me, some of you won't. Now, in 1989, in the cruiserweight division at the time, which was the weight limit 195, we had at number 12, James Warren from Miami, Florida. At number 11, we had Angelo Rotoli from Italy. At number 10, from France, Anaclet Wamba. From Argentina, at number 9, Daniel Neto. At number 9, from England, Sammy Reason. From Kenya, at number 7, Patrick Lumumba. At number 6, from Philadelphia, Nate Miller. At number 5, from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. At number 4, from Miami, Florida, Robert Daniels. At number 3, the IBF champ, Glenn McCrory. At number 2, from France, Taoufik Belabouli from France. And at number 1, from Puerto Rico, the WBC champ, Carlos De Leon. Now we're going into the heavyweight division. Was unlimited. The only division where your weight could be unlimited. Meaning, if you came in at 290 pounds, 300, well, you were a super heavyweight, right? So it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Now it gets deep here. And now, when I say that Deontay Wilder, the fucking guy with the antler legs, didn't know what the fuck he was, the guy with the Impala legs, he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about when he said he would have beaten Mike Tyson in 86. Let me tell you something. The guys that I'm about to fucking go down the line with, and all of these guys are recognized, soon to be Hall of Famers. Mike already got 4 under his strap, and you said he only had, what, 2? Straight off the back, you didn't know what the fuck you were talking about, Deontay. I would love to sit down at any point, whether it's Skype, whether it's and fucking straight up debate you. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Possibly everybody on this fucking list, dog, except for one. And like Jan Psaki, I'll circle back later to the one that I think you probably would have fucking beat his ass, but I don't think you would have. It's more than likely everybody from 12 to number 1 would have busted that ass open, son. And I'm not saying this because I don't hate you. But when you talk that shit about Mike, when you try to say you know, as a matter of fact, hold on. Yo, Tony, I need you to say something here. Get a fucking mic, okay? Hey, how you doing, man? Listen, it's going on down, man. Listen. Do you know Wilder, man? Do you know? You fucking hustle, man. You talk all this shit about you gonna beat Mike Tyson in 86, man? Are you stupid, man? Hey, Jedi, check this out, man. I'm gonna do a fucking heavyweights, man. Okay? Fuck you, man. Let me tell you guys something, man. Okay? Number 12, man, from Los Angeles, man. California. Let me tell you something, man. You had Tony Tubbs, man. And Wilder, Tony Tubbs, man, he would have fucked you like that, man. You would have been on your back, man. Tony Tubbs, man. And at the time, Tony Tubbs was way better than that fucking fat marshmallow you fought, man. But man, Stavar, man, what kind of shit is that? What you talking, man? Number 11, man, from New Jersey. We have Ray Mercer, man. Fucking Ray Mercer. Do you know what he did to Tommy Gunn, man? From Rocky, man? In real life? Huh, Chico? You can't look that guy in the eyes, man. Deontay, you pussy, man. Why'd you talk like this, man? Red Mercer, man. At number 10, man, we got fucking Gary Mason from England. Do you know something? I think he would have fucked Gary Mason up, Jay. But anyway, you know, number 9, you got Alex Stewart, man. From Brooklyn, man. And number 8, you have Razor Ruddock. He would have put his whole fist in your face, man. You crazy, man. You fucking crazy, man. You beat Mike Tyson 86, man. I think you smoke a crack, man. At number 7, man, you had Carter Truth Williams, man. He told the truth with his hands, man. That's another guy who would have punched your perm out your face, man. Then you had, at number 6, man, you had Michael Douglas, man. From Las Vegas, man. Nevada, man. What you know about that, huh, Chico? What you know about that? At number 5, you got Buster Douglas, man. The only man who beat Mike Tyson who put that one, man, on his fucking WrestleMania. You didn't do that, you pussy. You didn't do that shit, man. At number 4, man, you had the very elusive Tim Witherspoon, okay? Let me tell you something about that guy, man. He's a good man, you know? That fucking Hassan, man. You know, the guy with the hair, man. You know, it look like a porcupine's asshole, man. Don King, man. Fucking god artist, man. This fucking Hassan. He fucked Tim Witherspoon over, man. Do you know it? I know it, Chico. Then number 3, you know, from Italy, you have Francesco Damiani. I said that right, man? I think I did. And then you have, of course, number 2, man, Evander Holyfield, man. Then at number 1, you have the man in 89, Chico. The man that you said you could beat, man. It's Mike Tyson, man. He was world champion. He had all the straps, man. You crazy, Chico? I can't talk no more, man. I gotta take a shit here. Jay, you take it. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. Good looking, bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks. No doubt. So basically, bro, what Tony is saying, that from number 12 all the way to number 2, even though it's the world boxing rankings at the time in 1989, this whole shit basically was Mike Tyson's resume. Deontay Wilder, you dare speak the blasphemous words of saying that his shit wasn't impressive? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? You wish your resume could be like this, where it's in a fucking rankings, and motherfuckers that are ranked, you fought each and every one of them. Motherfucker, you wish. And this is just the major debunk. Once again, Ludabaka, LDBC, are you listening to what I'm saying? That the world boxing ratings in 1989 was basically Mike Tyson's resume. How in the possible fuck do you cape for a motherfucker that not only twerks, not only takes your lies, not only says he wants to be pregnant, but says he would have beaten Mike Tyson when 3 years later, even then in 86, bro, the ratings, the rankings, bro, had his resume, dog. You show me where Wilder did that, and I would fucking shut the fuck up. But for now and forever, y'all need to shut the fuck up. And y'all need to tell that motherfucking antler leg, impala leg motherfucker to shut up too. Show me where the closest man is the man that you guys fucking hate so much, and the Fury fans too, is Anthony Joshua fighting his top 10. What were these guys here? Hmm? Hmm? Or are we just gonna be biased and say, holy shit, no, no Jedi. No, no, no. In the words of Ace Ventura, the Pet Detective, this house is clean. You motherfuckers sit down and pay attention. I'll say it again. The World Boxing Ratings / Rankings at the time in November 30th in 1989, in the heavyweight division, practically everybody that was ranked from number 12 to number 2 was on Mike Tyson's fucking resume. You show me a heavyweight in which in his fucking era, you show me in this one, you show me who did that. You show me who did that. Because to me, you know what you call that? You fucking cocksuckers over there? You know what you call that? You call that fighting correctly. Which is something none of you motherfuckers recognize except the real niggas on this side. Especially on this side. Mitch Green would have definitely outboxed Wilder. Definitely out. He took Mike all the way to the 12th, dog. He took Mike all the way. And Mike was working that body, though. You know, Mike's body work was very impressive in that fight. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was nervous for Mike. I thought that was gonna be his first motherfucking loss, and that it wasn't close either. Mike was hitting him to the body, head, bro, body, head, body. Every time Mitch Green tried to tie up, which was a big mistake on his behalf, he should have kept him on the outside. Mike was trying to box, but Mitch Green kept thinking that his fucking size was gonna fucking no. Mike Tyson was much stronger and shorter at that. My man had what 168 centimeters on his arms. Bro, that's dangerous for a long arm motherfucker like that who can scratch his nuts from across the street, dog. Everybody in this era in 89 would have destroyed you, Wilder. Alex Stewart, Razor Ruddock, Call the Truth Williams, Michael Dokes, motherfucking Buster Douglas. And let me circle back to the person I said that you might have fucking walked past, which was ranked number 10, Gary Mason. If that. Ray Mercer, Tony Tubbs. Nigga, Tim Witherspoon would have fucked you up. Like if, as easy as putting fucking butter on toast, dog. Scrape, 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 fucking scrape. Tim Witherspoon alone. Oh, you don't think so? All right. Motherfucking Ray Mercer, who at the time was ranked number 11, and which moved up in the rankings in the early 90s. But I'm just saying. Evander Holyfield. You fucking people that don't understand what these rankings do, let me explain to you what they do. When you looking at these rankings, they tell a story. Oh, but his resume. His resume. Well, if his resume don't have anybody ranked who was supposed to be, he ain't shit. Show me where these fighters today are in these rankings, bro. Please do. Is there even a fucking ranking system? No, I mean, there's a lot of fucking belts given out, but you don't see nobody climbing the way Donald Curry did. You don't see nobody climbing like Louis Espinoza or John Molina. Nobody was as fucking prestigious as an Azuma Nelson for the WBC, a Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., a Marlon Starling. A John Mugabe? A fucking Alada? Real fucking champions. What's up, Jed? Bruce says, that year was Michael Doak's comeback. Yep, he did pretty good till he met Holyfield. Yep, same shit, Tim Witherspoon. He was making a comeback too. Their best days were the early 80s. Yep, no doubt, brother. Now, let me take you to the Dynamite Dozen of 89 from the World Boxing Ratings. This is who they had from every division, ranked from 12 all the way to number 1. These are boxing's 12 best fighters, pound for pound. At 12, from the light heavyweight division, we had Virgil Hill. At number 11, in the bantamweight division, we had Raul Perez. At number 10, in the welterweight division, we had Simon Brown. At number 9, from the welterweight division, we had Marlon Starling. At number 8, at the lightweight division, we had Pernell Whitaker. At number 7, from the junior welterweight division, we had Meldrick Taylor. At number 6, from the middleweight division, we had Michael Nunn. At number 5, from the junior lightweight division, we had Azuma Nelson. At number 4, from the heavyweight division, we had Evander Holyfield. At number 3, from the featherweight division, we had Antonio Esparagaza. At number 2, we had in the junior welterweight division, should I say, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. And at number 1, from the heavyweight division, we had Mike Tyson. Spectacular. The Dynamite does it. The Dynamite doesn't. You can't make this shit up. Unless the sport made it that way. Unless the sport made it up. And guess what? These gentlemen did make this up. And they put themselves up. So all of these fucking guys of today that are lower ranked and the guys of yesteryears, each and every one of these contenders before the strap holders, bro, you dare call them cab drivers? A guy like Ronnie Lyle, who's never won a fucking strap, you want to call him a cab driver, but yeah, he's the epitome of what a contendership is? Cab driver this, cab driver that. Oh, he fought cab drivers. Let me tell you something. Today, you've got SJWs, you've got Uber drivers, you've got Walmart workers, so on and so forth. You got OnlyFan fucking fighters. The fuck out of here. And let's just say they were fucking cab drivers. Was it so bad that they had a job because boxing at the time wasn't paying enough unless you were really, really dedicating your life and sacrificing a lot of shit to the point that you possibly could have lost your fucking family, your health along the way in order to make that first fucking million? Meanwhile, today they just give it up like it's nothing. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's the economy though. Bullshit. Aren't you the same motherfuckers that love to talk about levels? Well, I don't see none of these motherfuckers really climbing levels. Some, but not most. When it should be most. Franchise champion. Oh, he's a franchise champion. In which he can't do this and he can't do that and this, that, and the third. So therefore, how the fuck do you unify? If I was son of, let's just say, McClellan, and I wanted to follow a certain legacy and surpass my father, how could I have unified? Now, unless the boxing politics, unless the strap makers think that you're pretty enough to be pushed to the forefront? Because if that's the case and you agree with me, then we all agree that boxing is a gimmick now. You need a gimmick now. So what? The next fighter we should start taking patent names, and the next fighter should come in like fucking Popeye. I'm gonna be the world's champions. Get the fuck out of here. Ooh, I'm gonna eat my spinach, and I'm gonna fuck you up, Wilders. Get the fuck out of here. You got so-called boxing greats putting down fucking active legends. You've got motherfuckers still talking about speak to my promoter when it's really the promoter that works for you. So if we do speak to the promoter and we tell him, yo, make this fight, the promoter's going to be like, I'll be right back and ask you. Let me guess. You're going to tell the promoter to take the fall and say, oh, no, we're not making it. And you're going to blame the promoter? Yeah, right. Okay. Well, blows me down. These guys are fools as shits. It's fucking sickening. And this is exactly why the old school will always be the epitome of boxing. Fuck you and your cab drivers and your sayings, and it doesn't fucking matter what you guys think. It doesn't matter what you say. You know why? Because you guys don't know anything about the sport. You guys don't even know how to look at rankings in order for it to tell you a story. Well, you know what? I just learned you something. All you trolls that are going to be watching this video, I just schooled you. And it's okay. It's all right. But the next time you go on a live talking about the old school was full of cab drivers, take a look at your sissy fits that you motherfuckers have today before you even open your fucking dick sucker. I hope and pray that you're somehow next to an old school fighter or somebody that respects the old school, where they can just punch you right in your fucking mouth and chip a tooth. So you will never talk that shit again. Oh, his resume, right. You wouldn't even know what the fuck to do with it. We do over here, though. We know what the fuck to do with it. We know how to fucking watch a boxing match. A lot of you motherfuckers don't. It's okay. It's okay. Over here, we'll teach you how. We will teach you how over here. You know what I'm saying? Just want to thank once again Bruce Goes for his contributions to the channel. Once again, it is scrolling on the bottom. If you guys want to actually, contribute to the channel, you're more than welcome to. And I am happy and very honored if you do. I appreciate you guys. And of course, on the next Archives of Boxing, we're going to take an in-depth look, and I'm going to try to show you some video footage of the showdown. That's right, the showdown between Michael Nunn, at the time the IBF middleweight champion, and Marlon Starling, the WBC welterweight champion, on how this feat was a treat and something to really respect and look at, on how Marlon Starling moved up in order to make this fight possible with a very significant Michael Nunn. And when will Archives of Boxing be back? Monday night, 10 p.m. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. God bless. Stay vigilant. Peace. Thanks for joining Archives of Boxing. Now go home, you sons of bitches.